welcome back to my channel, Handmade by Hannah. I'm Hannah, and right now it is trying to snow, trying to rain, trying to drown us all, apparently. We're getting that atmospheric river. I live in Nevada, so we're getting that atmospheric river coming across the west coast. But it's not doing much of anything, even though they predicted quite a bit. Now, to the west of us, the Sierra Nevada mountains, they actually take a lot of the moisture of any storms that come by. So here in Reno, we don't get a whole lot of moisture from a lot of the storms. But lately we've been getting plenty. There's a lake that's just down the street, just down the way from us, probably about a mile or two to the west. And it gets dry sometimes, especially during the summer. But it's been dry for almost a year. I think it dried up in early March of 2022 and filled up in about 2 weeks in just last month in December. That's how much moisture we've gotten, which is great for the area and great for my gardening coming up in a couple months here. But flooding can be an issue. Anyway, I hope you're safe wherever you are and wherever you're watching from. But today I wanted to talk about Twelfth Night and Saint Distaff's Day. It's a very interesting combo between the two because Saint Twelfth Night is traditionally the 12th day of Christmas, and in the Middle Ages and Renaissance, especially in the Elizabethan era, they partied it up. They partied it up good. Wanting to keep that holiday spirit going, I guess. And a lot of tradition, especially in the Elizabethan area in the 1500s and the 1600s, they would have a big, huge masquerade. Where you dress in, big capes and have a mask. And I've always wanted to do one of those. That'd be really fun. Anyway, but really wanting to hold on to the holiday spirit. Now, a lot of the 12 days of Christmas actually started out with religious connotation. Started out with the church, and the song 12 Days of Christmas actually has some hidden meanings in it when they came up with it, I believe in the 14th or 15th century. I can't remember, but it's just very interesting, the history behind all of that. But anyway, St. Distaff's Day, if you don't know what a distaff is, it is actually the stick that you see a lot of Middle Ages pictures of women spinning. They would be holding that either, in the crook of their arm or somehow on their body with a big ball of wool or flax attached to the top of it. Now, some of them can be just a straight stick, and then you wrap the stuff up with some ribbon to keep it up there. Basically, the idea is you have your fiber all stored in one spot as you're spinning. Now, back then, they didn't have what we know as spinning wheels today. Those didn't come about until actually the late 1700s. So they would use spindles. And so as you're using that spindle, whether it's supported or a drop spindle, you would be pulling that down and spinning with it. And so the distaff was kind of the signifier of women's work. And I use women's work because a lot of hard work, the working women, working class, did a lot of the spinning for the clothes that were woven. Now, weaving, on the other hand, was primarily done by men, and they actually had guilds that you could apprentice, as a young boy, you would apprentice and start to learn the craft of weaving. But there was a very hard delineation between women's work and men's work, and while they both were connected as far as fiber arts goes, the women spun the yarn and the men wove the yarn into fabric, and then men would also sew. Now, there is some sewing done and handwork done on the other side, usually in the upper class, but sewing primarily of clothes was done by tailors. So anyway, so St. Distaff's Day is the day that women got back to work after the holiday, after the Christmas holiday, which I find very interesting because Twelfth Night is such a big, party it up, har, har, har. Also, the other name for Twelfth Night is Epiphany, and that's where you get the religious side of it that you can look up. It's somewhat interesting if you're interested in that. But big parties this night before, and then you're expected to get back to work the next day, which I find really funny because I would think that on a day like today you'd want to rest. But I will be showing shots of me spinning, and I'm planning on doing a couple of projects spinning, and actually I think I'm going to get my loom back. Stephanie, if you're watching this, I'll be hitting you up soon to get my loom back. The projects that's on my wheel right now has been on there for almost a year, actually almost 2 years now that I think about it, a year and a half, because after I finished my 2020 quarantine spinning for the orange jacket that I have, I started spinning this other stuff, and I've been working on that since I finished that one project. So I want to get that off of there because I have a number of really nice wools that I want to spin into yarn and either put into a weaving that I want to make clothes out of. I have some ideas for some a little bit looser woven, kind of Chanel style jackets that I want to make from hand-spun, hand-woven yarn. So that's another kind of project in the works for 2023. Next video, I believe I will be doing kind of a 2022 recap. Some of the clothes that some people on my social media have not seen. In fact, this top I'm wearing is actually the Pepper top by Made for Mermaids. I absolutely love these sleeves. Talk about a statement sleeve and a super comfortable shirt. Oh my goodness. So lots of gathering up here, lots of gathering at the cuff, lots of gathering at the waist. It pulls into a nice band around your hips, and it is just fantastic. So that's from the pattern company Made for Mermaids. And I've got a couple other patterns, but not a whole lot. I think I'm going to try to get some more. Anyway, I hope you are safe and dry wherever you are, and warm. I don't know, temperatures around the country and around the world are kind of really in flux right now. So, and I hope you enjoyed your 12th night, however you celebrate the 12 days of Christmas, whether that's before Christmas or after Christmas, or you even celebrate Christmas. And if you also are like me and somewhat celebrate St. Distaff's Day by getting back to work, good luck with that. Anyway.